use all our notes on the last test. I hate her so much. No, I don't hate anyone. That's a silly emotion to harbor for someone who doesn't matter, right?
So I was thinking I have to present this in a creative brief, which is like Canvas slides basically. And I was choosing between the two, but most of them ended up being like sleek, like. Do you know anything about like Chinese Indonesians?
Yeah, my mama.
Really?
She's Peranakan.
Can you tell me more because I'm Chinese Indonesian?
Really?
Like my oma and opa moved to the U.S. and then my dad immigrated to the U.S. But I know nothing and they don't talk about it, so I have no idea. Like, and Google is like
Asian dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first gen, but totally like white.
So like, but so it's interesting because I call my mom fake Chinese all the time. Because in Singapore, it's crazy.
Okay.
But in Singapore, basically because the Peranakans are also like quote unquote mutts. You know, they're mixed bloods, mixed Indonesian Chinese. And
so I'm mixed.
So you're mixed basically, because it goes all the way back from.
No,
it cancels out. It's canon. It's contradictory.
It's crazy because what happened? It was, I forgot which dynasty, but the emperor had sent down one of the princesses to Indonesia as part of, I can't remember what. Some power game, obviously, probably.
Yeah.
And with her sent a bunch of obviously noblemen and people to like protect and shit like that. They started to get horny, and so yeah, and then that happened after they moved to Indonesia, and then all these mixed people came out, and it started to just continue, and they eventually found like even like an enclave in Indonesia. I can't remember for the life of me which part my great grandparents are from, but it's interesting because you're like they're like darker Chinese, you know. Yeah. It is interesting, but it's the Peranakan culture, and in Singapore, it's not say rich, but a lot of things are rooted in it as well.
That's what I've heard. The only thing I've learned.
It's like I couldn't identify like, oh, you're doing that because you're a white person.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, people are just like this. No, they're not.
Horror story.
Yours
had a moral.
Horror story. Horror story.
Yeah. Well, that's the point of storytelling. They must have a moral. Were you taking a video for the ethnography?
Yeah, like sorry.
You should do. Yeah.
This is where I do my therapy. Right here in this window, but without shoes. I lay and I look up. My name is Amelia. My favorite color is probably orange, but only wearing it. I don't like looking at it really. My major is writing, literature, and publishing, but more publishing. And my year, I graduate bachelor's next spring, and my master's the spring after that. So I'm super excited. And my pronouns, I like they, them, or she, her. I'm really good with either because neither word is gonna like match up to how I actually feel inside, so whatever.
Yes. Okay, my first question is, was an intersectional community something you had connections with growing up?
Definitely not. Like, not even sectional. Like, I didn't have an Asian group. I was like a white little girl growing up until I got to college. And then I learned I was Asian. But also not Asian enough. As soon as I got to college, people were like, you're Asian. But then also people were like, you're white. And then that was the first time I had ever thought about it, and it was very overwhelming. I was just like, what? But like, I came out as queer in 8th grade, and I was the first person at my school to do that. And then...
Trendsetter.
Yeah, trendsetter. Everyone else came out after COVID. Let's talk about it. And then I started thinking about gender like at the end of high school, but I was able to actually like explore it in college without like family pressure or any other pressure.
Yes. Okay, wait, the second question's just kind of about what you already talked about. But I guess it's how and when, and I guess I'll add a why, did you start seeking out community connections?
I mean, I was like, I didn't.
And
I
like
didn't.
that's a good answer.
Yeah, I didn't seek out community connections until you reached out to me about this, and now it's like totally changed everything. Because I'm looking at all of us right now, I'm like, damn, like we all got a little something about
We all
us,
the same a little bit.
and it's super cool, and it feels super comfortable, just like not even having to. It's so much pressure relieved, just those aspects of our identities. We don't we talk about it, but you don't have to think about it in the back of your head the whole time. It's awesome.
Do you think like more friendships that like align with your identities is something you'll seek out in the future?
Definitely. And I feel like already, even throughout high school, all my friends started coming out, so then all my friends ended up being queer as well. But
Wait,
like
now they'll come out as Asian.
yeah.
Your influence.
But yeah, I feel like I love having queer friends, and I also love like learning how to have Asian friends, and then also feeling Asian myself. So I can imagine just like how empowering that feels, and like how safe that feels. Not there yet, but
Yes. Yay! Frank, I see you in the mirror.
If I smell he gonna act like a fan.
We'll keep asking you about this shit. We're gonna cleanse this room with sage. This incense is from C.H. Charles in Newport, Rhode Island.
Yes.
Yep. It's called Charles. It's a
Charles.
great little store. You should go there. I'm gonna put it in my. Oh my god, I have half an incense in here already.
Oh no.
Well, I lit a new one.
Okay, I'm Katima Kumari Bulmer. I'm a sophomore, a second semester sophomore. I'm one credit away from being a junior, and I'm really mad about it. I'm a film major with psychology minor, and my favorite color is green.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that all of them? I think so.
Yeah. Wait, what are your pronouns?
Oh my god, that's like one of the ones.
That's like the one.
I say they/any because, well, they for like people that I interact more with on a daily basis, because they're like people that are actually solidified in my brain as people that I have some sort of connection to. But any other people out there in the world, if they just use whatever on me, I don't really care. And they is the closest I can get to what makes sense. If I could not use pronouns, I wouldn't use them.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
That is true.
You can literally be Katima.
I could just be Katima.
I love when people do that.
Yeah, it isn't. That was like actually the first time I ever got introduced to the idea of pronouns was someone who used just their name when I was 7 years old.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, their name was Rex. And my grandma taught me about Rex. My grandma said, Katima, there's this person named Rex at my church, and you don't use anything for Rex, you just say Rex. And I was like, that's pretty cool. For me, I'm not as comfortable with it, but so that's why I just use they/any.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Awesome. Okay, my first question is, how do you experience gender in cultural environments?
In cultural? Ooh. I guess pertaining to my own culture, not at all, really. Well, I experienced gender as like the traditional, at least in my whole life I experienced it as the traditional gender norms. Wearing like a full Nepali like female sari, traditionally cis female sari at like special occasions. Although I do remember for a while when I was a kid, when we would go to like Nepali functions, I always wanted to just wear a t-shirt and jeans. I was like, I think that played into wanting to be white, and then also not wanting to adhere to the very, because the feminine aspects in Nepali culture are like feminine capital F. Like they are very like beautiful colors, and just, I mean, not saying that beautiful colors are feminine, but you know what I mean. It's like, it's very...
Boys only get brown.
Yes. No, but I mean, yeah.
Brown.
That's exactly what Nepal is. It's like boys get you know, this outfit, and then girls get this outfit, and they do this certain stuff. But yeah, if I interact with any of my family, none of them are gonna understand what my gender identity is, and that's just something I kind of have to accept. My Nepali family, not even really my white family either, but more so my Nepali family. There isn't room just yet in Nepal for that understanding, I feel like, or at least in the culture. It's like slowly kind of emerging a little bit in South Asian culture. They had transgender representation in Monkey Man.
Yes.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, and it was very pretty and beautiful. But that's not Nepal. That's specifically it's the cultures overlap, but you know, so I can't really speak on behalf of Nepal, I guess, like that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, my second question is, how does having access to an intersectional community impact you?
I think it solidified. No, not solidified. It oh my god, what's the word? It validated my own experience. Because growing up, I just acted super white without even being conscious of it, because that's what I thought the norm was. And yet I didn't realize that so many people around me were fetishizing me for something that I didn't even connect with myself. Which was very weird to look back on. I started having a lot more self-actualization in COVID time when I was by myself more, and in college. But I would look back and I was like, no, people treated me really weird for being, you know, for being Asian. The whole, like, what was it? I think I came out as, like, bisexual, and during COVID time, I didn't really know what it meant. My boyfriend told me he'd take me to church. We broke up, don't worry.
And he's still here.
Yeah. And then I didn't start learning about gender whatsoever until senior year, when I met a trans masculine person who ended up becoming my partner. And I realized, I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. But then I dived very headfirst into the little I knew about gender fluidity and the transgender community, gender nonconforming community, which was, let me go fully away from any type of feminine anything. I need to be this crazy androgynous, like, very masculine, like, you know, I need to strap my titties in with a binder every day. I need to do this, because then I will be validated as being a part of the community. And then in, like, the recent year, I now identify as agender. And that feels really good, and I can have fun with what society deems as feminine traits, which I hate all of that, but I have more fun with it now, and feels a lot more freeing, because you can, I don't know, you learn more. And I don't hate myself for the past steps I did take, because they had to happen for me to get to this level of understanding about myself, whether that's with my culture or my gender identity or my sexuality. The process wasn't fun. It hurt, but it was very helpful. I don't think I'd be the person I am without it, so yeah. I kind of don't remember the original question.
That's okay.
Go on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Run, but slowly.
My name is Francis. Wait, no.
Wait, start over.
My name's Francis. They, them. But also he, but also... And then sometimes, but like, anyway. I'm an IDS major studying anthropology, and my favorite color is black and red, which is 2 colors. And I'm a junior.
How did growing up with white parents influence how you seek out community?
Yeah, that's a great question. Let's see. Well, it definitely made me unable to kind of like identify what community even was. Like I remember they took me to like church and it was just like a bunch of old white people, and my mom was very insistent. She was like, "No, it's like it's your community," and it's like this is not my community. They didn't even impart like any of their like own like music or media that they liked onto us. So I feel like it was just like I don't know. And then like like their parents and like our extended family lived like many states away, so there was that. Yeah, I just didn't know what community was supposed to even look like. I was very caught up in this like, you know, the Western like world of like with no, or just go home and don't talk to like I don't know. And now I very much want seek out community, and I think I've thought about adoption a lot more and like my identity since I went to college, because like what do I want to do with my life? I'd like to help a community, preferably one I'm in that I, you know, give back to and all that. But like how I don't even know where to start in terms of finding that. So I have been it's been on the mind. Good question.
Yes. Wait, blessed be. Okay. So, I guess it's kind of the same question. But what environments do you find community in today?
Yes, definitely. Like this group that you've made, I as they've echoed to echo, it's really great. I feel pretty comfortable with with all y'all. And there's definitely because it's like that baseline of like understanding. And then Alex and I have this conversation in terms of community because we're very intersectional, and you are as well. And so like you find a community of people of color, but maybe they're homophobic or they're ableist. You find a disabled community, but they're like blind to like they don't understand race. You find a gay community, but they're racist as well, like or ableist and like all this other stuff. So, but I would say like definitely like or like trans-ish, genderqueer people of color. I typically get along with, and I enjoy their presence.
Awesome. Do you have any final messages for the chat?
For the chat, what is this? This is old plant fertilizer. There's shrooms in here. One huge shroom. This is Anisha Brown's AirPod that she left months ago. I be kind. I sit like this and I zone out, and like that's not even like a joke. And I think about everything I have to do on my to-do list, but I don't do it. I just keep sitting
Oh, yeah.
Bend that ass over. Let that coochie breathe. Shake that ass, bitch. Hands on your knees.